Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Dedeker and Jace teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. So, woo, here we are. Jason, Dedeker, how are you all doing today?
I'm keyed up, let me tell you. I panic-baked some cookies a couple nights ago on a particular night, and then have been manically eating all those cookies since then.
I had a cookie breakfast yesterday because of that.
Wow.
There you go. There you go. Well done. Yeah, I've been working out a ton, so I hear you. It's like we're all trying to figure out how to get this nervous energy out.
Where to put it. Normally, I don't bring a full bottle of alcohol into my recording space with me, but I was just like, this one glass of wine is not going to be enough, so I'm hanging out with a full bottle of wine, so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling so secure.
I love that. I've got both a whiskey, a scotch actually, and a beer on hand here.
Oh, whoa, Jace.
I know.
Jace.
Yeah, you're just slow down potentially, just like a touch, just like a little bit.
Yeah, we still need you to do like the AV for this live show, so if that goes offline, I don't know if we can save the sinking ship.
Got a great excuse. If any audio problems happen, this is why. Sorry.
There you go.
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah. I'm triple fisting.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Alrighty. Wow. Well, we are going to be talking about the Bible today, and hopefully, that'll be a fun, good thing and very positive and very uplifting, because the Bible always is those things, positive and uplifting.
Always.
For sure.
Always.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
No.
wow. And there's going to be some reckonings and some chaos and some deaths in this episode.
Yeah.
So,
oh boy.
If
What's
you had,
new?
well,
it's
you
similar
had-
to what's happening.
That's
on
true.
brand for the world right at this moment.
I suppose,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah,
Good,
for
good.
sure. I was trying to remember what the heck happened last week.
Yeah, what
because
kind of uplifting things happened?
honestly, I have no idea.
Look at your
what
notes.
did happen?
Look at your cheat sheet.
What does this say? Elisha making the axe head float. Elisha binding that army and then eating babies, question mark, question mark.
He blinded the army.
Oh, he blinded
not
it.
binded.
Not bind it. Not the binding
Yes.
of the army. It was the blinding of the army. I
Yes.
see. Yeah. Yeah. And they all walked single file to a different town. And then he was
Yes.
like, you crazy kids, get out of here. And
Yep,
that was that.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
you
Like
rascals.
if your husband is like, I'm going to take you on a super special surprise date. I'm going to blindfold you. And he blindfolds you and puts you in the car and drives you. And then you're like, what is this? This is like Bakersfield. What is going on? And he's like, surprise.
You have to walk home.
Yeah, that was the other part of the surprise. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Something along those lines. Jeez.
I hope you sit and think about what this means.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And do you
Sweet.
remember the eating babies, Emily?
Was it? No. I know that I looked it up afterwards, and that there was some sort of prophecy that was maybe, I don't even know. Yeah, a prophecy in a past book kind of was fulfilled with these babies that were being eaten.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Deuteronomy, right?
Oh no. Yes, this lady was like, King, help us. We're so starving that I'm eating myself and my neighbor lady. We're both eating our baby today and then her baby tomorrow. It's like a 2-for-1 special. And help.
And
then he didn't.
But the other
he
woman
blamed it on Elisha.
hid her baby and
yeah.
wouldn't
I
give up
missed
her
that.
baby. Yeah, remember, because that was the
cool.
prophecy, was that not only will it be so bad you'll eat your babies,
Oh,
but
but you
also
won't
you
give
won't
them
even
to your-
share them with your neighbor.
I see.
And
yes.
that's what's happened here.
So she ate her baby all for herself. Her baby was all for her, not for anyone else.
No.
I guess I thought
No.
that it was.
They both ate the one woman's baby, and the next day they were going to eat the other woman's baby, and
then
that
she's
woman
like,
hid
no.
her baby and wouldn't let them eat it.
So that it wouldn't get eaten, or
Well,
so
okay, that is
she...
the question. Yeah,
that's
Annalise is
true.
asking in the
Exactly.
chat: is it so that you could preserve your own baby meat for yourself, or so
That's
that
what
you're
I'm
actually
saying.
preserving your baby because you still have a shred of humanity left in you? We will never know.
No, we
Yeah,
won't.
that's true.
We won't.
What a way to start the
Yeah.
episode. Wow. Glad we
know.
brought the
Well-
baby eating back.
Yeah, it's I am not sure if it's going to happen later on in the Bible, but it definitely has happened various times so far. So
Yeah.
I think because repetition likes to happen in this big old book, it's
Mm-hmm.
probably going to happen again. More cannibalism. Cool.
Yeah, hopefully. One can hope.
Indeed. Well, you'd sort of both talked about what you were drinking, but why don't you recap one more time?
Yeah, Jace, you're gonna have the longest list. Why don't you take us through?
Oh, well, for the beers, whatever. I'm not going to talk about that, but this is a
Wow,
Highland
that's a nice
Park
glass.
12 Scotch. Decided to
Ooh.
kind of class it up today with some Scotch whiskey, and it's great. It's great, nice and smoky.
Is
not
it
super
smoky?
peaty.
Not too peaty?
It's more of
Okay.
a smooth, little bit smoky kind of deal, but it's quite nice.
You always like the smoother scotches, not the scotches that like taste like gasoline.
No, see, actually, we just did a taster the other day. We ordered a tasting set of specifically super peaty scotches, and I also
You
like
did like them?
those. Yeah, no, they're great.
All right,
But
well,
you
this
also
one-
have whiskey on hand.
That's what I mean. The scotch. I wasn't
Oh.
not scotch and whiskey. I meant scotch whiskey. I was just
I
clarifying the
see.
type of
Okay.
whiskey.
Yeah, he has beer, scotch, and whiskey.
That's
and
what
he's
I
No,
just
thought.
gonna
it's just
I was like,
beer
wow,
and
that's
Scotch
a whole
whiskey,
level
yeah.
of commitment that I've
Yeah.
seen.
Wow.
Wow. Well, let's see. So I'm drinking. I have a bottle of Old Scratch 2016 from
What kind of wine is it?
Gorman Winery. It's a Cab Sav.
Okay.
I thought it was appropriate
Cab Sav.
because Old Scratch, Jace didn't know this, and maybe you don't know this. Old Scratch is an old-timey name for the devil.
Yeah,
No,
do you know
I
where it
most
comes
certainly did not
from?
know that.
I had no idea.
Maybe we'll look that up in our bonus episode.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
that be something? The
How did
bonus
you know
episode
that,
is about our
Dedeker?
drinking.
I don't know how I knew that, but I did. Maybe it's because I'm secretly a witch. I don't know.
I know that
Hmm.
you want to be a witch, but that's cool that you
I
knew
have
that.
witch aspirations.
Yes, indeed.
What
Gosh.
what the
Okay,
heck
yeah.
are you drinking?
I made a Paloma, a fizzy Paloma. Here it is. I juiced a grapefruit.
Wow,
It has
look at
tequila
that.
in
That's
it.
beautiful.
Yeah, this is a rim of just a little rim of lime. There's lime juice, tequila, a little bit of agave, and fresh grapefruit juice that I squeezed. Here's the little grapefruit, and then
Emily,
aquafaba.
I feel like you're gonna come out of this like. and
I
you
am a
can-
mixologist now.
You can
everyone.
open
Yeah.
up your own
Clearly,
vegan
I
bar.
am because look at these drinks. Yeah, no, I made some margaritas for some friends the other day, and they said that they were the best margaritas they've ever had. I don't know if they were just humoring me, but I really appreciated it. I
I'm
needed
telling you,
that.
Emily, if you can come out of if the end result of you reading the entire Bible with us is that you then go on to open your own super fancy like vegan special mixology
yeah.
bar.
I love that. That'll
I
be
think-
like our next business venture, everyone.
Yes, I
The
love
three
it.
of us. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can do in-person live shows at your bar. It'll be great.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay,
No,
well,
it's very tasty.
Let's get on that.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, what are we reading today?
Great question. So today we are reading 3 chapters, 2 Kings 9, 10, and 11. If you want to read along with us, you can go to drunkbiblestudy.com/read and type in 2 Kings 9-11. As we get started, we want to remind everyone to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink along with us, or you can listen while you're in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time.
With that, 2 Kings chapter 9. Elisha the prophet called one of the sons of the prophets and said to him, "Gird up your loins and take this vial of oil in your hand and go to Ramoth Gilead. When you come there, look out there Jehu, the son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimshi, and go in and make him arise up from among his brothers and carry him to an inner chamber. Then, the instructions keep going. Then, take the vial of oil and pour it on his head and say, Thus says Yahweh, I have anointed you king over Israel. Then open the door and flee and don't wait.
What?
So then just freaking book it.
Surprise anointing as king. Like
Throw some oil at him and be like, bye-bye, and run away.
And then
that's kind of amazing.
Ninja smoke bomb and disappear.
Seriously. This is wild.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. What is it? Anoint bombing? Trying to think of photo bombing. Oil bombing?
Yeah, I was
it's
thinking
kind of oil bombing.
Right, it's like you sneak into his room while he's sleeping and like surprise anoint him, and when he wakes up, like, what the hell is splashed oil on me? Then you just book it. You run.
And then he's like, surprise, you're the king. Does he know that he's going to be king?
I mean,
That's
if
a
you
good
wake up with
question.
oil splashed on you, there's only so many explanations for what's happened.
Either my friends played a prank on me or I'm king now.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, the young man, even the young man, the prophet, went to Ramoth Gilead. Okay, predictions. Do you think the young man is going to doink this up? Or do you think he's going to do it?
I think he's going to do it real good.
Do what?
The surprise
anointing.
anointing. The sneaky
Oh,
anointing.
it didn't happen yet. Okay.
He told him
he's
to
just
do
telling him to do it.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'm just a little
Ooh.
suspicious since Yahweh's not sending Elisha himself to do it. And
Yeah.
Elisha has more
outsourcing
important
it.
things to do, clearly.
I know,
But this is Elisha's whole thing, is always sending other people to do his stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say there's a decent chance that this assistant does get killed, though. I think he will successfully anoint, but whether he makes it out alive or not, that I'm not so sure.
All right. I'd put my money on that too. Okay.
Wow.
When he came, behold, the captains of the host were sitting, and he said, I have an errand to you, Captain. Jehu. Okay, Jehu is the son of Jehoshaphat. That's who we're looking for. Jehu said, to which of us all? He said, to you, O captain.
My captain.
My captain. He arose and went into the house, and he poured the oil on his head and said to him, Thus says Yahweh, the God of Israel, I have anointed you king over the people of Yahweh, even over Israel. You shall strike the house of Ahab your master, that I may avenge the blood of my servants the prophets, and the blood of all the servants of Yahweh at the hand of Jezebel. For the whole house
did it.
Wait,
Well,
what?
he's gonna do it.
I mean, yeah, he's still doing
Well,
it.
no,
I
I'm
think.
saying he did the anointing. But I guess,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
he's in the middle of a
Okay.
speech here. Okay.
For the whole house of Ahab shall perish, and I will cut off from Ahab every man-child, and him who is shut up, and him who is left at large in Israel. I will make the house of Ahab like the house of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha the son of Ahijah. The dogs shall eat Jezebel in the portion of Jezreel, and there shall be none to bury her. He opened the door and fled.
Why is that a thing that they need to do? Why do they have to run away?
I'm
It just-
envisioning very cartoon, like his feet kind of run along the ground for a second before he gets any momentum, and then
Yeah,
it's kind of like the Roadrunner.
The Roadrunner, exactly. Oh my gosh, that's so
Then-
funny.
Jehu came forth to the servants of his lord, and one said to him, Is all well? Why came this mad fellow to you?
Yeah, seriously.
Who is that
He just ran out of here. We were so confused.
He said to them, You know the man and what his talk was. Sorry. I guess I'm a mad fellow also. He said to them, You know the man and what his talk was. They said, It is false. Tell us now. He said, Thus and thus spoke he to me, saying, Thus says Yahweh, I've anointed you king over Israel. Then they hurried and took every man his garment and put it under him on the top of the stairs and blew the trumpet, saying, Jehu is king.
Wow.
Okay, so they
What?
believed him.
Yeah.
Wait, they took every man his garment?
Put it
Were they
under
all?
him on the top of the stairs. They're like, we have to do a makeshift throne room all of a sudden.
Oh, is that what that is?
Or
Okay.
a makeshift coronation? I don't know. We should write this down because I am curious about
Can I read this to you from the message? Because I think,
Please.
Dedeker, you just nailed it there. They asked, what did that crazy fool want with you? He said, you know that kind of man. I'll talk. That's a lie, they said. Tell us what's going on. He said, he told me this and this and this. In effect, God's word, I anoint you king of Israel. They sprang into action.
Nothing big.
Each man grabbed his robe. They piled them at the top of the steps for a makeshift throne. Then they blew the trumpet and declared Jehu is king.
Wow.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Wow.
pretty accurate
Okay.
interpretation there, Dedicare. You're really learning the way the World English Bible speaks.
Learning to
It's
speak
great.
the language,
Yeah.
as it were.
Yeah.
So Jehu, the son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimshi, conspired against Joram. Now, Joram was keeping Ramoth-Gilead, he and all Israel, because of Hazael, king of Syria, but King Joram was returned to be healed in Jezreel of the wounds which the Syrians had given him when he fought with Hazael, king of Syria.
Right,
Was
we
that
got
the
this
guy?
last time.
Yes.
Yeah. Was that the guy that asked, like, are my wounds going to be healed and am I going to get better?
Was it
And
Joram?
then he said, yeah, you are.
Or was
and
it
then
Hazael?
Someone else died.
Yeah, it was
What happened?
Hazael came to ask on behalf of the king of Syria / Aram, depending which
Oh, right.
translation.
Okay.
And Elisha was like, he's not going to die of that, wink, but you're going to be king after him, and I'm so sad because you're going to kill all of Israel.
And then Hazael went back and killed the king of Syria.
Maybe.
So that's
Allegedly.
interesting. Like, if you knew that you were going to kill all of Israel, would you do it? Or is there something?
He's
Would you?
a rival kingdom.
Oh, so he has to.
He's not king of Israel and killing them. He's king of somewhere
King of
else,
Syria.
conquering
Okay.
Israel. So to
I
him,
see.
that's great news.
Yeah. Sad.
Jehu said, if this be your mind, then let none escape and go forth out of the city to go to tell it in Jezreel. So Jehu rode in a chariot and went to Jezreel, for Joram lay there. Ahaziah, king of Judah, was come down to see Joram. Now the watchman was standing on the tower in Jezreel, and he spied the company of Jehu as he came, and said, I see a company. Joram said, take a horseman and send to meet them, and let him say, is it peace? Question mark.
Good question. Yeah. Is it peace?
That is a good question.
What a weird way of putting it. You just walk up and you're not like, do you come in peace, or do you have
Is it
peaceful intention?
peace?
Is it peace? So there went one on horseback to meet him and said, thus says the king, is it peace? Jehu said,
Again?
Jehu said, what have you to do with peace? Turn you behind me. The watchman told, saying, the messenger came to them, but he isn't coming back. Uh-oh. Okay.
Oh, like he
wait.
maybe recruited the messenger to be part of his
Or
team.
killed
He's like,
him.
well, he said
Or
like
killed him.
get in behind me, like fall in behind me.
Is this a messenger who anointed?
No,
Jehu?
this is a messenger from Joram.
Oh, okay, different guy,
Yeah.
different guy. So we
Yeah.
don't know what happened to that guy ultimately. He just bounced.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
he ran away real
sent,
fast.
Then
Okay.
he sent out a second on horseback, who came to them and said, thus says the king, is it peace?
Is it peace?
Jehu answered, what have you to do with peace? Turn you behind me. Okay,
Okay,
drink for
nobody's
repetition.
Yeah.
gonna answer this question. Jeez.
Drink for repetition. Well, okay, we've established so far in this book that we do a lot of threes, but where the third time something different happens. So
Did that happen
maybe
yet?
something different
this
will
the third?
happen.
That's
That was
True,
the second
there could be
time.
a third one. That was the second one, yeah.
Okay.
The watchman told, saying, he came even to them and isn't coming back. And the driving is like the driving of Jehu, the son of Nimshi, for he drives furiously and fast.
He's too fast and too furious.
Too fast and too
Yeah.
furious.
Okay.
He
Too
is
fast,
just
too
chariot
furious.
drifting everywhere.
It's gonna get a red shell at you.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Joram said, make ready. They made ready his chariot. Joram, king of Israel, and Ahaziah, king of Judah, went out, each in his chariot. And they went out to meet Jehu and found him in the portion of Naboth the Jezreelite. It happened when Joram saw Jehu that he said,
Is it
Is it
peace?
peace, Jehu?
Yes.
Okay, that's the third time, right? So
He
what's gonna
answered,
happen?
What peace, as long as the prostitution of your mother Jezebel and her witchcraft abound?
Whoa! Whoa! Calm
Ooh,
down.
Fighting words. Joram turned his hands and fled, and said to Ahaziah, there is treachery, Ahaziah.
Oh, darn. In the message, he fled yelling to Isaiah, it's a trap.
Oh, geez, really?
Yeah.
I love it.
Boy. Okay. Jehu drew his bow with his full strength and struck Joram between his arms, and the arrow went out at his heart, and he sunk down in his chariot.
Goodness.
It's been a while since we had a good impaling in this book.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Annalisa says, can we cast General Akbar to play
Oh, I love
Joram,
it.
Just
I
this
guess?
bit part.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just
it's not a-
General Akbar playing the role of this guy. What is
Right.
it? Jehu? Joram?
Yeah.
Joram.
Yeah.
It's Admiral Akbar. Does he? Oh, I guess he gets upgraded to general by the time the new Star
becomes-
Wars movies are out. But
Yeah,
Right.
he becomes
that's
general.
neither
in the
here
new
nor
ones.
there. Then said Jehu to Bidkar, his captain, "Take up and cast him in the portion of the field of Naboth the Jezreelite. For remember how that, when I and you rode together after Ahab his father, Yahweh laid this burden on him. Surely I have seen yesterday the blood of Naboth and the blood of his sons, says Yahweh, and I will require you in this plat, says Yahweh.
Plat.
Now therefore, take and cast him into the plat, in brackets, of ground." What? According to the word of Yahweh. What?
Huh?
I've never heard. Plot? Plot
Maybe
of
it's
ground?
plot.
It says
in the message,
P-L-A-T.
Yeah.
in the message, it says you'll pay for it on this exact piece of ground. So yeah, it's like
This
this
exact piece.
like maybe a plot of land is big and a plat of land is a smaller
this-
portion.
Naboth was the one who had the vineyard, right? And so is this
Oh,
kind of the
gosh.
poetic justice for Naboth that
Okay.
we're killing Ahab's lineage on these grounds?
okay.
I think it's just that we're killing him back where the prophecy was first said. When who did he say it was? When Ahab, wasn't he the one who was like bleeding out in his chariot or something like that?
Right. And then the dogs ate him.
Yeah, they licked it up.
Yeah.
Dogs love blood.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this. Don't give your dog blood.
Ew.
But when Ahaziah, the king of Judah, saw this, he fled by the way of the garden house.
The garden house.
Jehu followed after him and said, "Smite him also in the chariot." And they struck him at the ascent
Jeez.
of Gur, which is by Ibleam. He fled to Megiddo and died there. His servants carried him in a chariot to Jerusalem and buried him in his tomb with his fathers in the city of David. In the 11th year of Joram, the son of Ahab, began Ahaziah. In the 11th year of Joram, the son of Ahab, began Ahaziah to reign over Judah. Okay, Ahaziah is reigning over Judah. Yes.
Yep.
When Jehu was come to Jezreel, Jezebel heard of it, and she painted her eyes and attired her head and looked out at the window.
Is she like
As-
getting all dressed up and like
yeah, I guess so.
gussied
She's
up?
g-
Yeah. putting on
as-
makeup?
As Jehu entered in at the gate, she said, "Is it peace? You, Zimri, your master's murderer?"
Oh, geez. Is she going to die?
Oh, it's not looking good for her.
Can I
He lifted-
can I give you this
Yes.
very, very different characterization that the message has here?
Oh, sure.
So this is that when she heard this, she put on eyeshadow and arranged her hair and posed seductively at the window. When
Oh.
Jehu came through the city gate, she called down, "So, how are things, Zimri, son of Gloin, you dashing king killer?"
Wait,
Very
Zimri, son of
different.
Gloin?
That was a callback to
Gilby?
several episodes ago when we made that joke.
Oh, my gosh.
She actually just called him Zimri, which is
Okay,
also
okay.
interesting. But she called him a
Yes.
dashing king killer, as opposed to
Dashing?
what was it
Your
where you
master's
read,
murderer.
Dedeker? Just
Your
your
master's
master's murderer.
murderer, yeah.
Very different characterization here.
Okay. He lifted up his face to the window and said, "Who is on my side? Who?" There looked out to him 2 or 3 eunuchs. He said,
What?
"Throw her down."
Wait.
The eunuchs.
Huh? Wait, there were
eunuchs.
just eunuchs chilling with them?
Yeah, I guess so.
With
And they're-
her? With him?
I
Okay,
know
and-
that it was a relatively common practice
Yes.
back in the days that
Uh-huh.
the attendants for queens would be eunuchs.
Okay.
So must be her attendants, but they poked their heads out being like, "Yeah, actually, we're on your side.
Yeah.
You're the one that killed the
Whoa.
king, right? Yeah, we're on your side."
Yeah, don't kill us, please.
So they threw her down.
Jeez.
Wow.
And some of her blood was sprinkled on the wall and on the horses, and he trod her underfoot
And that was the end of Jezebel.
When
Gosh.
he was come in, he ate and drank. Good. He ate and drank, and he said, "See now to this cursed woman and bury her, for she is a king's daughter." We can only go so far, really, in the disrespect.
Well, that's nice.
Well, he can only go so far.
They went to bury her, but they found no more of her than the skull and the feet and the palms of her hands.
I'm sorry, kids are not reading this. This
I
is
read
really.
this. I
You
remember
did.
Do you remember this one?
Let me finish this. I'm so close to the end of this chapter, and then I'll talk about that. Okay. Therefore, they came back and told him. He said, "This is the word of Yahweh, which he spoke by his servant Elijah the Tishbite, saying, In the portion of Jezreel shall the dogs eat the flesh of Jezebel, and the body of Jezebel shall be as dung on the face of the field in the portion of Jezreel, so that they shall
Whoa.
not say, This is Jezebel."
Oh my
So as
gosh.
in, she's going to be so messed up, we're not even going to be able to identify that it's her remains.
Yeah. The message says, old friends and lovers will say, I wonder, is this Jezebel?
This dog
Ew.
poop?
Gross.
This is italicized. Is this Jezebel?
Is this? Is this
Wow.
Like pick up some scraps. Like, is this Jezebel or is
Ew.
that? I can't
Don't touch
tell.
it. Goodness.
I remember this. I
Why?
remember being taught this from a very young age because it's like this visual of
Yeah.
only like her hands and her feet being left over. That sticks in your brain. So
Yeah.
like that stuck with me for a long time. I've remembered for a very long time that this is how Jezebel ends because for some reason we thought 8-year-olds need to know this.
Definitely.
I definitely did not
Very
learn
important.
this as an 8-year-old.
I 100% learned this story.
Did you learn it ever, Jace?
Yes, I mean, I don't remember it in as much detail as Dedeker did, but I do remember her dying in a bad way.
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay.
But wow.
Well, that was fun.
Gosh. Yeah, seriously.
So now Jehu is like out and about and killing a lot of people
But reigning, but conquering. He's going to be
Yeah.
a king.
immediately. Just like, yeah, getting
He's
to
like,
the
I'm
point
tired
here.
of this makeshift throne room. I need the real one, baby.
Right.
Exactly.
He's like, I don't want
Goodness.
to have my throne just be garments. I want a real iron
Wow.
throne made out of swords.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, I'm going to continue on. 2 Kings, chapter 10. Now, Ahab had 70 sons. 70 sons in Samaria.
I don't know. That's so he must have like what 20 wives, 30 wives.
At least, but
lots, yeah.
but I mean, these are
And
amateur
concubines.
numbers compared to Solomon and compared to David.
That's
How many
true.
did Solomon and David have?
Oh, Solomon was thousands.
Thousands? I
Well,
forgot
Solomon
that.
had
Good-
Or at least
1,000
several hundreds.
wives.
Oh yeah.
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 I feel like that's
so-
all he did.
Or no, I thought wasn't it like 200 wives and like 800 concubines or something like
Good
that?
lord.
I forget, something like that.
Wow.
I thought it was actually 1,000 wives, but whatever. Anyway, Ahab had 70 sons. Jehu wrote letters and sent to Samaria to the rulers of Jezreel, even the elders, and to those who brought up the sons of Ahab, saying, Now, as soon as this letter comes to you, seeing your master's sons are with you, and there are with you chariots and horses, a fortified city also, and armor, look you out the best, and meet of your master's sons, and set him on his father's throne, and fight for your master's house. Wow, okay.
But Ahab's like a
J-
bunch of
Jehu. So that's the
good.
letter that he wrote.
Good.
But they were exceedingly afraid, and said, Behold, the 2 kings didn't stand before him. How then shall we stand? He who was over the household, and he who was over the city, the elders also, and those who brought up the children, sent to Jehu, saying, We are your servants, and we will do all that you shall bid us. We will not make any man king. You do that which is good in your eyes. Assistant dot sons. Then
Ahab's definitely gonna die real soon, right?
No, Ahab's already dead.
Oh,
he
okay.
got killed in that last book that we the
Yes.
last chapter.
Okay.
And now this is
So
about his sons.
Okay. So, all right. Jehu wrote letters and sent to Samaria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wrote to the rulers of Jezreel and
Okay.
said, hey, y'all have the sons of Ahab. Make them king and prepare to defend yourselves because I'm coming for you. I think that's
see.
kind of...
Thank
I
you.
think that's
Okay.
kind of what we're
Okay,
going for
thank you
here.
for translating.
Thank you. Thank you.
And they were
yes.
like, no, it's cool. Like, you killed those other kings. We're not going to do it. You do whatever you want. Like, no worries. Because they were
and
exceedingly
he's like,
afraid.
no, I want to kill people. So make it happen.
Right. And they
Okay.
said, yeah, they're like, we are your servants and we'll do all that you shall bid us. We will not make any man king. You do that which is good in your eyes.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Then he wrote a letter the second time to them saying, if you be on my side, and if you will listen to my voice, take the heads of the men your master's sons, and come to me to Jezreel by tomorrow this time.
The heads?
J.Who. Now, the king's sons, being 70 persons, were with the great men of the city who brought them up. Oh, did they kill all of them? It happened, when the letter came to them, that they took the king's sons and killed them, even 70 persons, and
Wow.
put their heads in baskets and sent them to Jezreel.
Good.
Like priority mailed them? Like what is happening here? Like
Same day priority mail.
Ugh.
next day air? Like what is happening? Oh my gosh. He's like, ooh, I got a package. I got 70 packages.
Yeah. Gosh. It's like the
Oh,
opposite
boy.
of what's in the box. It's like it better be a head in this box.
Yeah.
Boy.
It better be Gwyneth Paltrow's head. Okay.
Yes. There came a
It's a good
messenger and told him, saying, they've brought the heads of the king's sons. Where do you want them?
Should I,
There's
front door,
there's
side
70 of
door?
these. Like,
do you want
what
us to
do
leave
you-
it in the entryway?
Yeah, what do you want me?
Let's,
I need somebody to sign for this. Like, what do you want me to do with them?
We're gonna take a picture to show that we actually did deliver it. You'll get
Yeah,
a
Amazon
took a
notification on your
picture.
phone.
Yeah. He said, lay you them in 2 heaps at the entrance of the gate until the morning. Ew.
35 and 35 heads. 2 big heaps.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It happened in the morning that he went out and stood and said to all the people, you are righteous. Behold, I conspired against my master and killed him. But who struck all these? Now,
Jehu.
Jehu's
Well-
saying this. But who struck all
Yes,
these, I think, is
I
all
was-
y'all. He's saying, because
Oh.
you're the real heroes tonight.
Okay, that's
I
nice.
see.
Maybe. I don't know if that's his message here.
It's a very presidential speech.
Now, know that there shall fall to the earth nothing of the word of Yahweh, which Yahweh spoke concerning the house of Ahab. For Yahweh has done that which he spoke by his servant Elijah. So,
Okay. So this is like he's saying that's a wrap, folks. That's a wrap on Ahab and his line.
well, so let me just read another sentence here. So Jehu struck all that remained of the house of Ahab in Jezreel, and all his great men, and his familiar friends, and his priests, until he left him none remaining.
Wow.
So does this mean all
His
the people
friends
who killed
and
the
priests.
sons, he also killed them then too?
I don't know. Everyone connected to him. Everyone who
Seems
could
that way.
possibly be loyal to him. My
Isn't
goodness.
that awful though? He was like, "Hey guys, like I really need you to kill these sons." And they're like, "Sure, if you command it, then we will." And then he goes and kills them too?
I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah.
I suppose you're right. He seems like not a nice guy at all. Like a really mean guy.
But Yahweh anointed him.
Why? Okay, why did Yahweh anoint him? Like, what is Yahweh doing right now? What's Yahweh's end game? And by end game, I mean not his end game, but what's happening in this particular moment.
I don't know. He must like the drama. Like, this is before reality TV. This is the best he's got.
Yeah.
He clearly does like drama. He's
mean,
just like, I've been super bored lately.
Right.
So we're just gonna
So
we're gonna have a
70
little fun
heads.
here.
70 heads in a basket. That sounds great.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could believe that he anointed this guy and then he disappointed him. And it's not that I don't know. I don't
Let's
know.
let's keep going.
Okay,
Let's keep
all right.
Okay.
trucking along.
So he arose and departed and went to Samaria, and he was at the shearing house of the shepherds in the way.
Oh.
Jehu met with the
Sheepies.
brothers of Ahaziah king of Judah and said, "Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?"
Who are you?
They answered,
Sorry.
"We are
Hamilton.
the brothers of Ahaziah, and we go down to greet the children of the king and the children of the queen." He said, "Take them alive."
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
They took them alive and killed them at the pit of the shearing house,
Jeez.
publisher's shearing house. Even 42 men, neither left he any of them.
Gosh, we're racking up quite a body count for
All
this
the brothers
episode.
of Ahaziah, yeah. Wow. When he was departed there, he lighted on Jehonadab, the son of Rechab, coming to meet him, and he greeted him and said to him, "Is your heart right, as my heart is with your heart?"
What does that mean?
I'd be really scared to answer that question. It'd be like, oh, what's the right answer here that's not going to get me killed?
Wow. So apparently in the message it says, "Are we together and of one mind in this?" So sort of like
you picking
a...
up what I'm
like-
putting down.
Yeah. You thinking what I'm thinking? He went and he said, "Is your heart right as my heart is with your heart?" Jehonadab answered, "It is.
Hmm.
If it
Good
be,
old Jehonadab.
yeah, if it be, give me your hand." He gave him his hand, and he took him up to him into the chariot. He said,
Aw, it's like
"I
it's okay.
can
Literally,
show
it's like
you
the
the
moment.
world."
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Yes.
It's like that moment when
Do
he
you
pulls
trust
Jasmine
me?
up onto the.
It totally is. Do you trust me? Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
He said, "Come with me and see my zeal for Yahweh."
My zeal for
I
Yahweh?
can show you my zeal.
Yeah.
Shining, shimmering, splendid.
Wow, Denica, that was very good.
So they made him ride in his chariot. When he came to Samaria, he struck all who remained to Ahab in Samaria until he had destroyed them, according to the word of Yahweh, which he spoke to Elijah. Jehu gathered all the people together and said to them, "Ahab served Baal a little, but Jehu will serve him much."
What?
Wait. Oh no.
What?
Oh no. No, Jehu. No.
This
no.
is
No.
not
No.
gonna
No.
fly.
Okay, so he comes in, kills Ahab. He's like, "Look, he was a loser when it came to worshiping Baal. I'm going to worship Baal so much better."
No, Jehu. No. No.
Now-
Jehu, come on. You
See,
know that Yahweh was the
this
one
is-
who anointed you.
But this is why Yahweh anointed him clearly. He was like, I know that he's going to worship Baal, and he's going to wreak havoc across the land, and then I am going to destroy him.
Oh, Yahweh's just like a kid with a magnifying glass and some ants.
Yeah, he has way too much power.
Okay,
but,
okay,
you
hang
know,
on, hang
he
on.
is Yahweh.
Jehu's still
What?
talking. The speech isn't done yet.
Okay.
Now, therefore, call to me all the prophets of Baal, all his worshippers, and all his priests. Let none be wanting, for I have a great sacrifice to do to Baal.
Oh no. Oh, okay, hold on. Is it going to be a reversems where he actually kills all of the followers and he's like, "Psych, actually I follow Yahweh."
That's a good.
Whoever
I don't know.
Whoever shall be wanting, he shall not live. But
What?
that was the end of this sentence. He's
Okay.
like, "Bring them all here. If anyone doesn't show up, I will kill them," basically.
Great.
So
Okay.
everyone
Yeah.
is going to
Kinda
die regardless.
Feels like he's kind of showing his hand a little bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But Jehu did it in subtlety, to the intent that he might destroy the worshippers of Baal. It kind of gave away the twist
Okay.
there.
Yes. Yes. Great.
Jehu.
Child.
Uh,
that, this is like all our humor is. It's just like callbacks to other things.
Yeah.
Just like other pop culture references.
Yeah, pretty much.
Love it.
Jehu said, "Sanctify a solemn assembly for Baal." They proclaimed it. Jehu sent through all Israel, and all the worshippers of Baal came to Baal Con. 1630, no, 1320. I don't know what year it was. Baal Con, all the worshippers of Baal came, so that there was not a man left that didn't come.
It was Baal Con?
Baal Con.
Baal
The
Con.
San Diego Comic-Con, like San Diego Convention Center was just packed.
Filled with Baal worshippers, yeah.
And Baal cosplay.
They're all dressed up as Christian Bale from different movies.
Christian Bale himself is going to speak on a panel.
Oh my gosh, yes, yes.
Wow. Okay. So everyone's shown up to Baal Con, so that there was not a man left that didn't come. They came into the house of Baal, and the house of Baal was filled from one end to the other. Standing room only.
Jeez.
Good
He-
Lord.
Hall
he
H
said-
is like going nuts.
He said to him who was over the vestry, "Bring forth vestments for all the worshippers of Baal." He brought them forth vestments.
Oh,
What's
he's
a
really just like
vestment?
playing with them now. Vestments are like your special clothing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like in modern day, it's like the kind of,
Like what priests wear.
yeah, the thing that kind of hangs down on either side of their shoulders on their
Okay.
chest.
Robe, yes.
It goes over the
priest
robe.
costume.
It's the vestments, yeah.
Okay. I think I know
Anyway,
what yeah.
they're holy fabrics. So he brought them forth vestments. Jehu went, and Jehonadab, the son of Rechab, into the house of Baal. And he said to the worshippers of Baal, "Search, and look that there be here with you none of the servants of Yahweh, but the worshippers of Baal only."
Boy. Okay,
I like that he's
so
making an extra check, though. That's good, I suppose.
kind. It's very considerate.
Yeah, no tourists here, only
This
real
is not
fans.
gonna end well.
How is he going to do it? How is he going to do it? How is he going to do it all in one fell stroke? Ugh.
Is he gonna? I think he's gonna light them all on fire.
Cool.
It
It's
seems
not
like
cool.
a cool thing. Okay.
Awkward. Okay.
They went in to offer sacrifices and burnt offerings. Now Jehu had appointed him 80 men outside, and said, "If any of the men whom I bring into your hands escape, he who lets him go, his life shall be for the life of him.
Gosh.
So don't let anybody out of here or you die."
This is a lot of just ruling by fear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Good heavens.
He established that from the beginning.
It happened, as soon as he had made an end of offering the burnt offering, that Jehu said to the guard and to the captains, "Go in and kill them. Let
Oh,
none
okay.
come forth." They
Okay.
struck them with the edge of the sword, and the guard and the captains cast them out and went to the city of the house of Baal. They brought forth the pillars that were in the house of Baal and burned them. I guess they were made of wood. They broke down the pillar of Baal and broke down the house of Baal and made it a latrine to this day. To this day, you can go
Wow.
pee on Baal.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
You know
Okay.
what?
Dedeker, did you see that at your time in Tel Aviv? Jerusalem?
The latrine? The ball latrine?
The Baal
Yes.
latrine.
I don't recall.
Is it a tourist stop?
Whoa. Okay. Now, I just have to say, okay, this is. Sorry,
Yes.
I am just pulled in many different directions in this particular moment.
Uh-huh.
But you know what? I really want to commend the Bible for this being a really intriguing story.
Right? It's been
You know,
exciting. I like
Like
it.
this
pretty
poetic
intense.
justice. I'm going to round them all up. I'm going to trick them, tell them that we're going to be worshiping Baal, and I'm going to be worshiping him like gangbusters compared to Ahab, and then I'm going to kill them all, and then I'm going to take the pillars and make them into something that you can pee and poop on. I like. I mean, I hate it and I love it at the same time.
It's pretty
Wow.
clever. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's
Very
action-packed for sure. Very
Very
Game of
poetic.
Thrones.
Yes.
We gotta
also,
look up that latrine eventually.
Oh yeah,
though.
I'm writing it down.
Good.
Rachel in the chat posted an amazing image of what Baal Con might have looked like. Rachel, let's be sure to post that in Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship when this episode comes
yeah.
out, because that's
Oh yeah.
fantastic. Okay, thus Jehu destroyed Baal out of Israel.
Wow. That was
How-
it. Bye-bye, Baal.
Yeah, bye-bye. However, from the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, with which he made Israel to sin, Jehu didn't depart from after them. to wit, the golden calves that were in Bethel and that were in Dan.
So the
Hold
calves
on.
were still there?
Hold on.
Yeah, did he not
Jehu.
quite thoroughly... What?
Hold on, Jehu. Hold on. You
What?
have the presence of mind to realize Yahweh hates it when people worship Baal, and so I'm going to just erase him off the map.
Yeah.
But you're like, these calves, though, probably fine. I mean, there's nothing in my own history that would suggest that Yahweh hates calves. So
He was
I'll
impressed
just
with the
leave
craftsmanship.
these. Yeah, it's really lovely.
Yeah.
Really, Jehu? Really?
Yahweh said to Jehu, because you have done well in executing that which is right in my eyes, and have done to the house of Ahab according to all that was in my heart, your sons of the 4th generation shall sit on the throne of Israel.
The 4th generation? It's going to
So
have
you're
to wait a few generations?
Wait several generations.
Seems that way, yeah.
Good. That's
Uh-oh.
good.
But Jehu took no heed to walk in the law of Yahweh, the God of Israel, with all his heart. He didn't depart from the sins of Jeroboam, with which he made Israel to sin.
I'm not surprised at all, given like the kind of dude he is.
I guess so, yeah. In those days, Yahweh began to cut off from Israel, and Hazael struck them in all the borders of Israel. So this is the Syrian king. From the Jordan eastward, all the land of Gilead, the Gadites and the Reubenites and the Manassites from Aroer, which is by the valley of the Arnon, even Gilead and Bashan. Now, the rest of the acts of Jehu, and all that he did, and all his might, aren't they written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel?
Is that the
Aren't
next
they?
book?
Drink.
Are we going to get to hear it in 2021?
No,
Like,
Emily, we've talked about this many times.
so yes.
Well,
No.
yes, the next book is
Yes and
Chronicles,
no.
but that might not be the same book they keep referencing in this.
That's not the book that they're actually referencing when they say
Yeah.
this a billion times.
But I do think we will cover a lot of these kings again in Chronicles, so it might still kind of come true.
I'm not going to remember every single time they
That's
said
true.
this. I'm just like, are we going to like reference back to these crazy kids again?
Yeah, I think we will get some of them in more detail and maybe some of them in less. I'm not sure.
Cool. Okay.
Boy.
Jehu
Boy, oh boy.
slept with his fathers, and they buried him in Samaria.
Wow, he did.
Yep.
All right.
Jehoahaz.
Jehoahaz?
Good name. Jehoahaz, his son, reigned in his place. The time that Jehu reigned over Israel in Samaria was 28 years.
And he wreaked havoc the entire
Yeah.
time.
Goodness.
Reigned
What a
with an
story.
iron
Wow.
fist. Wow. Okay, that's the end of chapter 10. We only have one more left to go. But before we go on, we're going to take a quick break to talk about how you can support this show, keep it going, and we're going to take a break for getting drinks.
And we're back, and we are jumping into chapter 11. Whoa, okay, here we go. Now, when Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead. Oh, what?
Yeah, the king of Syria, right? Ahaziah? Or no, he was a king of
I don't know.
Judah.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's just
All right, because
Wow.
Hazael is king of Syria.
And who is the king that he
Ahaziah was
killed?
king of Judah. And he killed
See, this is hard
Joram,
because
who is king of Israel.
we went through Jehu's entire life, him killing a bunch of people, and now they're like Ahaziah, and we're like, who? I don't know who this is.
We've
but-
had Ahaziah before, but
Yeah.
I just don't remember exactly what he did.
No, me neither. So, okay. Now so saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the seed royal.
All
The
the
seed
seed
royal.
I think that means she killed all the royal babies.
What does it say in the message?
In the message, it says, when she saw that her son was dead, she took over. She began by massacring the entire royal family.
Whoa.
Jeez, lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Jehosheba, the daughter of King Joram, a daughter, sister of Ahaziah, took Joash, the son of Ahaziah, and stole him away from among the king's sons who were slain, even him and his nurse, and put them in the bedchamber, and they hid from Athaliah, so that he was not slain. Cool.
Okay, so she hid one kid.
Yeah.
So that okay,
the sister of Ahaziah.
Yes.
Yeah, Athaliah.
She took one of Ahaziah's sons, Joash,
Yeah.
and hid him away.
Okay, cool. Yes. He was with her, hid in the house of Yahweh 6 years. Wow.
Whoa.
In the house of Yahweh, so in a church or
In a
temple,
In a temple.
as it were.
Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah.
Athaliah reigned over the land. Wait, a lady?
Yeah.
I don't believe it. Although I
Sorry.
guess Jezebel held a certain amount of power.
Yeah, but not like reigned over the land. That's fascinating. Wow.
I think this is the first time, besides Judges, where we've seen a woman be a ruler, not just because her
Not
husband's the
just being
king.
married to the king. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
all right. Cool.
Alrighty, neat. In the 7th year, Jehoiada sent and fetched
Jehoiada is how we've been saying
Jehoiada.
this one.
Thank you, sorry. Jehoiada sent and fetched the captains over hundreds of the Karaites and of the guard and brought them to him in the house of Yahweh. And he made a covenant with them and took an oath of them in the house of Yahweh and shown them the king's son.
Okay, so
Okay.
real quick, in the message here, it says that Jehoiada sent for the captains of the bodyguards and the palace security force. But
Wow.
palace security force is each word is capitalized.
Whoa.
As in like the PSF.
PSF.
Oh my gosh.
Like this is a thing, like an agency that we would
Yeah, it's
know.
like the
So
FBI.
weird. Yeah,
Wow.
the PSF.
That's awesome. He commanded them, saying, "This is the thing that you shall do. A third part of you who come in on the Sabbath shall be keepers of the watch of the king's house. A third part shall be at the gate, sir, and a third part at the gate behind the guard. So shall you keep the watch of the house and be a barrier." So they're just like keeping this kid safe, or what?
Yeah, he's hired the PSF to guard this kid.
Cool. "The 2 companies of you, even all who go forth on the Sabbath, shall keep the watch of the house of Yahweh about the king. You shall compass the king round about, every man with his weapons in his hand, and he who comes within the ranks, let him be slain, and be you with the king when he goes out and when he comes in." So he's like the Secret Service. These people are.
Yeah, there's the PSF. Yeah, the Secret
Yeah.
Service. Okay.
Cool. The captains over hundreds did according to all that Jehoiada the priest commanded, and they took every man his men, those who were to come in on the Sabbath, with those who were to go out on the Sabbath, and came to Jehoiada the priest. Wait, this guy, this priest, he's not a prophet, he's just a priest?
He's a priest, but he must be protecting this kid.
Yeah,
Right.
it seems like it. Yeah.
Yeah. The priest delivered to the captains over hundreds the spears and shields that had been King David's, which were in the house of Yahweh.
Legacy.
Like the commemorative ones?
I thought those were Solomon's men.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
you're
were
right. Those were
Solomon's.
Solomon's
Yeah,
shields.
David
Okay,
is a
sorry.
long time ago. Okay.
Right.
The guard stood, every man with his weapon in his hand, from the right side of the house to the left side of the house, along by the altar and the house, by the king round about. Then he brought out the king's son and put the crown on him and gave him the testimony, and they made him king and anointed him. And they clapped their hands and they said, "Long live the king."
Had a little party.
Yes.
Wow.
When Athaliah heard the noise of the guard and of the people, she came to the people into the house of Yahweh, and she looked, and behold, the king stood by the pillar, as the manner was, and the captains and the trumpets by the king, and all the people of the land rejoiced and blew trumpets. Neat.
Okay, so they were super ready for someone other than Athaliah to be.
Yeah, I guess they
leading
didn't
the
like
land.
her. Yeah.
Nah,
Okay.
they didn't like her at all. Then Athaliah tore her clothes and cried, "Treason! Treason!" Sounds like someone else I know. Jehoiada the priest commanded the captains of hundreds who were set over the host, and said to them, "Have her forth between the ranks, and him who follows her kill with the sword.
Okay.
Okay, so they're like, kill her. For the
Yeah,
priest
basically.
said,
Anyone who comes to help her kill her, I think, is what he
I
said
see.
just there.
For the priest said, don't let her be slain in the house of Yahweh. Yeah, that's a big doo-doo. Big no-no. Big doo-doo
Yes.
no-no.
A no, yeah.
So they made way for her, and she went by the way of the horse's entry to the king's house, and there she was slain. Wow.
Wait, sorry, hold on, back up. Did it say she went through the horse's entry into the king's house?
Yeah. She went by the way of the horse's entry. I didn't know that horses were allowed in the king's house, but like
Is
they
that like a
apparently have their
dig?
own special entry.
Well, is that like a dig where it's like she has to go into like through the barn?
I think it's
Oh,
that they
maybe.
took her
King's
out
house?
to the barn and killed her. That's how
Oh, they took her out behind the
Awkward,
barn
like
and shot
Old
her.
Yeller.
Yeah.
Right, exactly,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Good.
Jehudiah made a covenant between Jehoiada made a covenant between Yahweh and the king and the people, that they should be Yahweh's people, between the king also and the people. What?
Great. Oh, like also, so there was a covenant between Yahweh and the king and the
Yahweh
people,
and the king and the
also
people.
one between the king and the people, maybe?
And there's also going to be
So
one
there's-
between the people and Yahweh, and also one between like Yahweh and the king, and then also this other relationship, the Yahweh, the king,
So
and the
it's
people.
a triad, is what you're
It's,
saying.
a
Okay,
triad.
yeah,
It's very
yeah.
important to recognize all the different relationships at play here.
That makes sense. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
lots of sense. All the people of the land went to the house of Baal. No. And broke it down. Oh,
Oh,
good.
good. Okay.
His altars and
Did
his
they
image.
pee on it? But did they pee on it?
I
Was it
don't
still
know.
a
We have to
latrine?
see.
I'm confused.
His altars and his images broke they in pieces thoroughly, and killed Matan, the priest of Baal, before the altars.
Oh, Matan.
Jeez.
Boy, poor Matan shows
The
up just to be
priest-
killed.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we didn't know who this was, but now he's dead. The priest appointed officers over the house of Yahweh. He took the captains over hundreds and the Karaites and the
That's the
guard.
palace security force.
Oh,
the
okay.
Karaites.
Cool. And the guard, and all the people of the land, and they brought down the king from the house of Yahweh, and came by the way of the gate of the guard to the king's house. He sat on the throne of the kings. So all the people of the land rejoiced, and the city was quiet. They rejoiced like really quietly, silently.
Maybe it means peaceful. It's got to be, right?
I don't know.
It says the city
Othel-
was safe and undisturbed
Oh, nice.
in the
Good.
message.
We need that right now.
Yeah.
Athaliah they had slain with the sword at the king's house. Jehoash was 7
Joash.
years old when he began to reign. Wow.
7?
Wow,
This is
that's
a 7-year-old
awful.
child. Okay, hold on. Because most of the time in this book, when they're like, yeah, this little boy, we look it up in the bonus, they're like, yeah, he was probably 35 or something, or at least 20, but he was actually 7 years old? My goodness.
Apparently.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's like the what's the word I'm looking for? He's like the Anastasia of the royal family, where they came in and they machine gunned all the family, but he survived and then comes back and becomes king.
And then we find out many, 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 many decades later when we can actually do DNA testing that that's all bull poop.
Yeah.
It never happened.
There you go. Well, that's the end of the chapter. It's like the short and sweet chapter of the 7-year-old king. And who is he king of? Is he king of Israel? Is he just...
The boy king child, the boy
boy-
child who would be king.
The
Yeah.
boy mayor of Israel. Yeah.
boy mayor of Israel? Yeah.
He was the king of Judah. So we're
Oh,
still
okay.
divided
Okay.
between Judah and Israel right now, but he's the king of Judah.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, he reigns for 40 years.
Whoa.
So
Wow.
we'll get maybe some more of him, maybe?
Cool.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe
I wonder
not
if
until
he's
we
gonna
get to
be
Chronicles.
a good boy or a bad boy, a good king or a bad king.
Are we going to get more of Elisha? Because he kind of just like faded into the
Oh
background.
right, he just kind of like started the domino train at the beginning of this, and
Yeah, and then
Right.
he's
Walked
like,
away.
I'm out. Yeah, I don't know.
Huh. Yeah.
no,
Interesting.
okay, he's got to still be around because he's gonna. I mean, eventually he's gonna die, but we're gonna have an epic death for Elisha, right? We
I certainly hope so.
or we have to acknowledge it at the very least.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
definitely
mean
do.
there probably won't be chariots of fire for him, but hopefully
Too bad.
something cool happens.
It would be cool if there were, but I guess not.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be neat.
Wow.
Well,
Action, bodies,
yes.
people being slain, people's hands being left behind, people peeing on Baal.
Right.
Well,
What more could you ask for?
I mean, you could, nothing. This was quite an episode full of adventure and action and death and destruction and new kings and old
I will
kings.
say this was a great diversion today. I
It
thoroughly
was.
enjoyed this one.
And
oh,
I
yeah.
have to say, Annalisa asked if I could do something, so I'm going to do it. Cover your ears, everyone, if you don't want to hear it, but... Jacob!
Yeah, we didn't find a good way to work that into the story, but
Forgot about that.
boy, oh boy.
Yeah, well, we all need a little Jacob once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
All right. Thank you all for joining us for Bible study today. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including ad-free episodes, early releases, personal toasts on the show, and more, become one of our patrons at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and then write us a nice review on iTunes or Stitcher, letting other people know what you like about it. You can also join fellow listeners in the Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship Facebook group. Find us on Twitter at Drunk Bible Cast, on Instagram at Drunk Bible Study, or send us an email to info@drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Jace Lindgren, Dedeker Winston, and me, Emily Matlack. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of The. The theme song for Second Kings is Gotham by Avatar. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.